Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, this is Dennis here at the Vance Birthplace, and I'm going to talk about something that I get a lot of questions about. It might be something pretty simple to everybody, but it's a very real thing that most people had to deal with if you lived on any kind of farm here in western North Carolina in the 1800s, and that is our split rail fence. You know, there's nothing super special about it, but if I deconstruct it and tell you a little bit about it, it might become a little bit more interesting. What we have here is locust. Locust was one of the preferred woods because it's a very hard and dense wood that lasts a long, long time. In fact, it will last most of a lifetime if you can keep it up off of the earth. That's really what kills it. You know, if it gets inside the dirt, it'll start to rot. If you can keep it up off of it, it'll last a long time. From what I understand, I think these rails are from the late 70s, early 80s, and most of them are in really good shape. Lichen grows on it. You know, that's pretty cool. Anyway, it's split in the sense that someone took a giant log and they laid an axe into it this way and split it all the way down in one long motion. It's what I would think would be a Herculean task that I don't want to have anything to do with. So they're not like taking any kind of electric saw or a sander or anything. They're taking these giant logs and they're running broad axes down the side and literally splitting them all the way on every side. And most of the time they come out about this big, sometimes triangular, if you can see that piece. Yeah, it's something that's very labor intensive, but it does a great job. And I want to say one more thing about the fence in general. You know, when I do a lot of school groups, I get questions about animals and fences and things like that. One thing that we do a little different that people would do during the Vance's time, we generally build fences to keep things in. In the Vance's time, they would have built most of their fences to keep animals out. So if you had a front yard with bushes and plants and anything that you wanted to keep animals from eating and or destroying, you build a fence around it. So let's say you had 2 or 3 cows. Those cows, for the most part, roam free. Those cows would roam free for the most part, and when you needed the cows, you just flat out had to go looking for them. But the fences would keep the cows or any other animals that you might have, goats, pigs, whatever, from being in your front yard to protect the area around your house, because, you know, they will eat everything. So, you know, the split rail design is pretty handy because you can move your fence. If you don't like where it is, you need to adjust it, you can move it. If you need to put an entryway or a gate in, you can move that real easy. But there is some upkeep, and this is something I have to do pretty much all year round. I just kind of do it as I need. And that is restacking it. And I'll show you how I restack it. So, in general, we have a big rock that the first course lays on, and over time, sometimes, you know, the logs will slide off of it, or it'll just get pushed down into the ground, and then you have logs sitting close to the earth, and that's what rots it. So it has to be restacked. I'm going to show you how I restack it. Okay? Super exciting.
Everyone's thrilled.
Everyone should be thrilled. Mr. David Tate is the one that taught me how to do this.
He usually watches.
Does he?
These
David,
videos.
I do it the same way you told me to do it. I have not deviated. Sometimes I do it with a little bit more anger. You know, so sometimes if the rock is way down in the earth, I'll resituate it. And here we go. I'm going to restack it. You just do it in reverse. And sometimes if people come and sit on it, knock it over. You've got to take the whole thing apart and redo it because, well, you just have to.
That happens a lot more during field trip season.
Field trips, yep. Some of these are super heavy, some are light. And there you have it. That's something that has to be done in every single section, every now and then, and that's how we restack it. So there you have it, split rail fence. Locust, keep it up off the ground. It'll last, I'd say, a good solid generation, if not more.
Am I correct? Some of the trees over there are locust?
We do have a lot of locusts. The scraggly ones right there that are tall, those are locust trees. It's the only one we have within eye shot.
Locust. Cool. Okay.
It's a very dense, heavy wood. As long as it stays dry, it lasts. So there you have it. So if you are a fence nerd of any kind, feel free to come down and see our fences. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time.